What's going on, YouTube? Got a little news story today. They're gonna let Julian Assange out, and I'm gonna be straight up. Honestly, I've heard the name, but I didn't really know who this person was. So I'd say like the last quarter of my day was just listening, trying to understand even what's going on. Because I don't know if you're like me. I mean, if I've just started paying attention to this shit. From what I understand now, it started back in 2010, so I wasn't even, I was 12, so I definitely wasn't paying attention back then. But I've heard it more recently. I think his name gets lumped in kind of with like Snowden, Edward Snowden. I ain't going to talk about Snowden today, but if you don't know who he is, basically, if I had to give you my gut reaction to it, it sounds like he's a political prisoner in the sense that he basically leaked United States secrets, military information, war footage, and documents and things like that. And if you know anything about the U.S. government, they don't fucking like when you do that, especially when it makes them look bad. So he has been basically trying to fight extradition from London to the United States to face trial. But now they're going to let him basically off. I mean, not off. He was in prison for 5 years and then in an embassy for another 7 or something like that. They're going to let him off with time served. He's going to plead guilty to one of the espionage counts that he was charged with. Basically, if he would have been charged and got convicted of being guilty for all of this stuff, he would have been in prison for life. Now, tomorrow I think is when they're going to release him, but with time served or whatever. So they're just going to take into account his 5 years that he's been in prison, big ass pothole, and let him out. But like I said, I didn't know who this person was, and I was like, okay, well, I'll listen. I mean, like I said, I'd heard his name. I heard his name with like the WikiLeaks stuff. That's all what it revolves around. He was part of that. But I heard the WikiLeaks thing not from the original thing that he's getting in trouble with. Basically, I heard it from the political part of WikiLeaks that was involved when Trump and Hillary were running for president in 2016. So I didn't know there was like a WikiLeaks portion that was honestly way more interesting than the presidential shit. That's what I was listening to today. And the first thing, I just watched a couple old news videos basically on it and stuff. And basically they published a shitload of documents, information on like our informants and things during the war in Iraq. But the first thing that led off every one of these videos almost every single time was the first thing they leaked about this once they got it was war footage of a United States helicopter in Apache, and it just shows the gun sight, and you can hear the pilot and the co-pilot and the gunner talking or whatever, and it just shows them basically mow down a bunch of people. And you're like, okay, well, it's a war or whatever, and that's really it. Every time I hear something like this, it's like war crime or whatever. People say the word war. I think that's a fucking oxymoron, honestly. If you want my honest take, it's during the war. There's no fucking crimes. Everybody's gonna do whatever they can to win, whatever. The war crimes come after, and whoever fucking loses gets charged with the war crimes. Okay. Normally the winners don't get charged with any war crimes. But redirect back to what we're talking about. They ended up killing 2 journalists that were writers or journalists for Reuters. And I don't think Reuters is an American news outlet, but there is. We have Reuters here. Like I know the name of it. I don't read it or anything, but I know what it is. And I think 2 children as well in the car later, because they mow down these people. They come, a van pulls up to help them, and it's pretty funny. It looks like MW2 if you've ever played fucking Call of Duty, where the AC-130 gunship, except it's a helicopter, and they just fucking light these people up. It looks pretty bad. It's brutal. If you're gonna go watch it yourself. I'd never even seen it or heard about it, so that's why I was like, what the fuck is this? So they killed 2 journalists and 2 kids, and you can hear the pilot and the gunner like laughing and being like, oh, they shouldn't have brought their kids to a war zone, whatever. And it turns out apparently they didn't even have guns. They misidentified the camera as a weapon or something and fucking killed these people over it. Some pretty crazy shit. And stuff like that happens in a war, whatever. That's not what I'm trying to get into, but obviously the United States government wants to keep that under wraps. It looks bad. Because if you're hearing this for the first time and you believe what I say, go watch the video for yourself. I might try to link the one news thing I was listening to earlier from ABC. It's pretty good. It's like a 10-minute video. I mean, that's a bad look, dude. You just fucking murder people in cold blood, and there's a video of it, and you're kind of like joking around about it. And then they release a bunch of documents after that, and they basically hit him with the same thing. Like, wait, he was like the head, the whatever it's called, the head editor of WikiLeaks or whatever, because it's a website. It's not a news publication or anything. But they leak all this information, and the United States comes down and says, "Hey, you're putting our people at risk. Real reason, you're really, more than anything, probably you're making us really look bad." They published a bunch of shit about the United States, basically talking shit on world leaders, and like that's what it's down to me. Like, if you're watching this right now, have you ever even heard about this stuff? Because I've never have. Granted, I was 12. That's whatever. Like I said, I wasn't really old enough to be paying attention. But if you were, I mean, like, holy shit, that seems pretty wild to me. Excuse me. But overall, it's just another, like, the dude didn't. I guess there's some back and forth over whether he stole it himself or not, but he basically got the information from somebody who was already in the army. A United States citizen gave it to him. He's an Australian citizen, so in my mind, I don't know how the United States can charge him with espionage if he's not even a United States citizen. He didn't betray the country, and he wasn't caught in America doing it. I don't know how that works, but obviously they're going to try to charge him. Like I said, I don't know quite enough about this, but I'm giving you pure surface level stuff I literally learned today because I'd never known this stuff. And they're obviously trying to take him down. I mean, I heard while he was in prison and stuff, his health like went to shit. Like when COVID was going on, I'm pretty sure like they thought he might die, and that sounds like. I mean, if the United States government wants you to be dead, I think they could just kill you. Holler at Epstein. Like, you ain't going to survive very long if they want to kill you, but maybe they wanted to make it look like he just died of a sickness or whatever. Or he just got unhealthy, and COVID got him really sick or whatever, but he's still alive now. And I don't really know why they're letting him off. I'm curious. It'll be interesting to keep watching why they're going to let him go free. Maybe it's just the political pressure. It's looking too bad. Like, Snowden, I think, lives in Russia now, because he's just gone. Like, if he ever comes back, they'll just come down on his ass. And I'll maybe make a different video about that. I don't know enough about Snowden either. I've watched the fucking Rogan podcast about it, and I watched the movie, but like I said, it's a movie, and Snowden, and it's on Rogan, it's Snowden telling you his side of the story. So I don't know the full details, but this stuff to me is really interesting because it has big impacts. The problem, if I had to, like, surface level pick a side, I think I'm on the side of the Assange guy. I think I'm on Julian's side, bro, because one, I've started to distrust the government more and more. That video, pretty bad, pretty damning of like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, and obviously it's classified. Like, everything the military does is classified, man. Like, they tried to put in what's it called, a request for Freedom of Information Act. The Freedom of Information Act, you can request this information, but they got denied by the Army. So, okay, they got it a different way, and then they show it, and it makes you look bad. No wonder you didn't want to give it up. I get it. But then you come after him, and then the thing that really puts me on his side more than anything, the video is one that looks pretty tough, and two, like, I don't care. Like, I mean, if shit gets leaked, I mean, technically, yes, it's illegal, whatever, for a U.S. citizen, blah, blah, blah. The dude who leaked him the information, who was in the Army that ended up leaking it to him, went to prison, but then got his sentence commuted by Obama, so that was obviously a long time ago. And they let that guy go. So why are they still going after the journalist, if you want to call him that, whatever, that published it? And the thing is, he also leaked this information early to, like, the New York Times, and a couple other news outlets, basically two other news outlets, New York Times and two others. And what would you know? They didn't go after the New York Times at all. They published the same shit. So I don't know why they wouldn't go after them if they're really worried about it, because they're journalists and accepted. And honestly, if we're being for real, I mean, these mainstream news outlets, they're definitely talking with the government. It's not like some shit where it's not back in the day. It's not investigative journalism where they'll expose the government. They're not the watchdog of the government that they used to claim to be or whatever. But the thing is, he exposed them, so they come after him, and now they're letting him off. I don't know why they're letting him off. Like I said, it'll be interesting to see. But I think I'm on his side, man. Like, if you leak information that you got without you personally stealing it from the military, like being a spy, hey, it's free reign. And if it makes the military look bad and the government look bad, not just look bad, but definitely do some fucked up shit. Like, they were doing some fucked up shit. It's a war, man. I'm not glossing over that fact of whatever. But I mean, there's consequences still. You can't just do whatever the fuck you want. You just murdered 2 journalists and 2 kids. Like, the government did its own investigation of the military and cleared the people of any wrongdoing. Go figure. I mean, who could have saw that coming? The government investigates itself and says it's okay. Whoa. So, I mean, that's fine. But the thing that really turned me to be like, oh shit, I think I'm on this guy's side. In this little news video that I was watching earlier, they're showing clips from Hillary Clinton, and she's basically like saying that you're coming after national security. You're basically putting our soldiers at risk. Blah blah blah. If you're pissing the Clintons off, and you're pissing these people that are just embedded in our government off, honestly, you might be on the right track, bro. The other one, the guy said he's attacking Western ideals and values, and it's like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, that video isn't Western ideals or values. Like, yes, obviously fucked up shit happened, but you don't get to just kill 2 kids and fucking journalists because you misidentify what's going on. There should be some kind of repercussion for that, whether it's after the fact or not. And you trying to say he's coming for the government. I mean, whatever, dude. Like, you get exposed and you try to put this guy in prison for the rest of his life. Not a good look. Same with Snowden. Like I said, I don't know everything about Snowden, but as I understand it, it had a lot to do with the NSA and basically him exposing how the government was spying on every U.S. citizen. Not a good look for the U.S. government, per usual. And like I said, my trust in the government here is all-time low. So if you're telling me trust the government, you're hurting the government, versus here's some fucked up shit the government did, I'm probably going to be on the what the hell is the government doing again? They're doing insane shit while we were in a war with Iraqi freedom, I would believe. I'm trying to think, would that be weapons of mass destruction, where they lied about that? I'm pretty sure I'm right on that. Pretty sure they were lying about there being nuclear weapons over there, so we went and fought a whole war, but there never was, and we just kind of made that up. So, let me see, who do I think I believe, or who do I think is in the right, I guess, in this situation, morally? I mean, yeah, maybe did he put people at risk? Yeah. You also murdered a bunch of people, so you put people at risk. So it's not like the government can get down off its high horse of national security and we're doing things for the betterment of the United States. I'm kind of calling bullshit on that at this point. I don't think I really believe that the military operates in that fashion anymore. Individual people in the military maybe, but I mean, the people running the show, I don't think that's what it's about. I don't know. You guys got to let me know. If you're watching this video still, let me know if you even knew what this was, because like I said, I didn't. This is all new information to me. This is going to be my tomorrow. I'm going to be listening to all this shit because, like I said, it's interesting. I mean, it's crazy. It's like, this is like shit out of a movie to me. So this is going to be I know what I got lined up for tomorrow at work while I'm sitting there. I'll learn a little bit more about this, and we'll see what else is going on, but I'll catch you guys tomorrow. It's Wednesday, halfway through the week. Another long day. Hope you guys are getting home safe, and like I said, I'll catch you then.